Right, well, welcome to week one. This week we're going to start at the beginning. We're going to look at some basic astronomy terms and concepts, where we are and how we know where we are and how we talk about where a star is in the night sky. We're going to look at some of the drivers behind early human observations of space and how we started to catalog and what we were looking for. We're going to look at some of the early theories about how the Earth was the center of the universe and spheres within spheres that were pushing the planets along, and how that knowledge developed over time, and how Earth went from being the center of the universe to a small blip. You're going to look at some of the instruments that early astronomers used. You're going to look at some of the different types of telescopes, the difference between the Galileo telescope and the Newton telescope, for example. So this week, first, if you haven't already, take the general knowledge baseline quiz, and then introduce yourself on the discussion board, and then work your way through the lectures. We're going to go through a lot of time. We're going all the way up through Kepler, from early Samaria all the way through Kepler. It's kind of a lot to cover in a short amount of time, but that's the nature of a 10-week course. Download and install the software Stellarium for the observational assignment. I'm giving you 2 weeks to work on the observational discussion assignment because you have to go outside and who knows what the weather's going to be like, so I want to give you a little bit of extra time. But I would suggest doing it earlier rather than later because there is another assignment due next week that's part of your paper assignment, so don't let things go. Definitely don't get behind in the course if you can help it. You'll be very, it'll make it much easier if you keep along. There are some videos on Eratosthenes and axial precession. You're going to look at the difference between a sidereal day and a synodic day and what the difference is. Going to look at some of the instruments early astronomers used and some of the early ways that folks mapped the sky. We all know our constellations in the West, but you might not know that different civilizations around the world developed their own very different constellations. And so we're going to look at some of the different patterns and how that reflects maybe on the culture. Then we're going to look a little bit at telescopes again and various mirror sizes all the way up through the space telescopes of today. All right, so that's week one. If there are any questions, please get a hold of me, email me through Canvas. If you have any good announcements, if you see space stories along the way that you want to talk about, that you think are really cool, that you want to share with the class, post a link on the discussion board. I've made a current events board that I'm going to be posting things on as well. There's a lot that's going on, so if you see something amazing and you want to talk about it, or something that's pretty obscure that you want to talk about, post it and we'll discuss it. I think it's part of the fun of this course is that there's continually something new that's happening. So, okay, well, have fun with week one, and we'll see you soon.